Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Intellectual Films, and today we're going to be talking about gold essence. Gold essence is one of the most important currencies within the game. It is the currency that allows you to buy some of the more elite equipment, specifically farm, or rather acquire fragments within the game, which can be fairly difficult because you have a chance of acquiring it when you're daily farming. This is a guaranteed farm. So there are many options for you to choose from within the store. And today we're going to be breaking down the most efficient way to spend your gold essence. You get about 75 gold essence per day if you complete your daily tasks or daily missions. I don't have a good representation right in front of you, right in front of me because I've completed mines. But essentially, they're very simple. Nothing too hectic. Nothing too. The requirements aren't too difficult to meet, and you could pretty much knock it out within the first 5 minutes, which when you open up the game, whenever your reset is. So there are some attractive options within the store that may seem like they're a good way to spend your essence. However, I will argue otherwise, and I'm going to tell you guys some of my tips and what I typically do to spend my essence. Now, throughout the month, of course, towards the end of the month, you're acquiring far more gold essence because as the weeks go on, you start off with about 200 essence, 200 essence rather, and then that increases, and I can actually just show you guys right here through the login. You start off right there with the 200, and it exponentially increases, and we're going to be awarded 1,000 near the end now. But it was 2,000 previously. Once the game first initially was released, we got upwards to 2,000, which was pretty nice. So if you have hoarded all that gold essence, maybe this will be helpful. Let's just talk about these store options first. One of the more popular store options is the 4K bonus, the super pack. So if you have saved up this amount, what are the upsides to buying this pack? Well, first off, it's fairly obvious that you get some of the more exclusive characters. There are characters that you cannot acquire through the story mode, or really by any other means, whether that be during the weekly challenge, or now the newly reinstated challenges, which will be awarding the new lanterns that have been released. You actually don't get any of these other. So, for example, a good example would be Superman. Superman, well, technically that's not the best example because he is farmable through competing the campaign missions, whether that's heroic and normal. But the Joker is one of my favorite characters in comics, and he is not farmable whatsoever. So that's an exclusive characters. You have White Lantern Sinestro, who I think looks awesome. But if you notice the downside to the White Lantern Sinestro, even if you do get those 50 fragments, you will not be able to actually unlock him, which is fairly disappointing. The odds of you acquiring the same character, by the way, if you were to buy this twice, is, well, you can do the math on that. It's fairly low, probably in below 5%, I would say. Is this a good pack to invest in? I don't think so for the 4K and in your odds of first of all being awarded the character that you want, fairly low. And if you are awarded a very common character, that may seem good, but I would say even if you do, let's say you get that character to Legendary 1 or Legendary 2, what have you, you've now spent 4,000 on that, and that character is easily farmable, so it's really not worth it. I would like this pack if it only awarded exclusive characters. This would be a good pack then, even if there were a fair amount of them and you weren't guaranteed the same character, obviously, because it's entirely random. I would like the pack far more, but the variety is insane within this pack. So I would say steer clear of this pack. There are better options for you. Within the story missions, when you're farming your characters in the heroic mode, that is, you have a chance to refresh once you've completed it. So I am currently in the midst of farming Cyborg. Now I've already restated this twice now. So when you do it the first two times, it's only 25 gold essence. So you can resort to this. It's a fairly good tactic, I would say. If you don't have enough nodes to farm for that day for that character, for example, Cyborg only has 4, then you could just reset this and then continue to farm. Also, this is a very good node, Chapter 7. You're awarded a butt ton of this green essence, which I am in healthy need of. So it's fairly helpful for me. What I also tend to do is buy the energy. So I think this is a fair way of doing it. So it's only 100 gold essence to buy the energy. So what I tend to do is buy some energy and then reset it and then just farm that node. You don't have to do that. If you want, you can just reset and not spend your gold essence on the energy because it's fairly expensive. And then at the end of the day, if you are only resetting it twice, you're net gaining approximately 25 gold essence at the end of the day, which is fairly good. You're still gaining, and then you can use it in the future for whatever you'd like. It used to be back in the day where we would spend our gold essence on competing for PvP. Now, this is still a fairly good tactic, I would say, at the end of the day, but I certainly don't use it anymore because PvP is entirely broken at the moment. So the odds of you getting a fair fight, I'm actually just completing my battle log, just going through the battle log and just fighting these fights, even the fights that I've won because it's so broken. But yeah, the odds of you running into a good fight, I would say you would spend most of your time refreshing anyway. So I would steer clear of that. But again, I think it's a good tactic to just farm the nodes and spend it on energy. I don't think that's a bad tactic at all, especially if you have the amount of gold essence that I'm carrying with me at the moment. If you have spent it on the sales, for example, I did not jump on the Swamp Thing sale. I thought there were going to be better sales. I was mistaken, unfortunately. That was actually a pretty good sale. I do love the character quite a bit, but I was convinced that near the end of these of the sales we were going to get some better deals, and that was just simply not the case. The Deadshot deal was atrocious in my opinion. This was kind of just a little here's a gift, but not really, because Deadshot's not farmable. So I mean, yes, everybody has him at rank 4 now, but really how helpful is that? You certainly can't use him now on the hero challenge with Supergirl because you need rank 5 characters, which is disappointing. So it really wasn't a good enough surprise, I would say, towards the end. But what I tend to see again is people are just hoarding their gold essence, hoping that we get some packs released in the store that seem to be worth the investment. Again, I would definitely not recommend the holiday pack. This is random luck unless you have. Well, I mean, I would totally buy this if I was guaranteed the Joker. That is just the typical normal Joker, the comic book Joker instead of the Suicide Squad Joker. But of course, I'm not guaranteed him, and I could, end up getting somebody else, which would devastate me. But yeah, energy and resets on the nodes. I think those are fairly good ways to spend your hard-earned gold essence. I also do feel like they should re-implement or rather just reconstruct the entire manner in which you acquire your gold essence and just complete your daily missions, because I do think this is a fairly old system. They use this in quite a few of their mobile games, including Mortal Kombat X, and it's rather stale, I think. So hopefully they do update us on that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think.